Okay, so this is game number 14 in the Elliptic Streak, and it should be a fun one. This one I've actually been looking forward to. Hello Irie, hello Anani Badger, hello Edort, and anybody else who is lurking. What is up? Kind of a comfy late night stream here. I don't know if this is going to be a super long one. Maybe just a couple hours, I don't know. We'll see how much fun we're having. Gonna be here for the whole run? Alright, there you go. Anyway, so what we've got is like I said, a Draconian Artificer. Game number 14 in the Elliptic Streak, and this is going to be fun because, you know, all the early game stuff is out of the way. Out of the way. Yeah, Irie, I haven't been streaming daily like I should be. Bad streamer, I know. I really should probably get a schedule and stick to it, but I've been doing it, I think, at least every other day, so it's not bad. Sorry about that, but anyway, like I was saying, my early game's going to be super easy. In fact, I'm even confident enough to auto-explore. No, that's true, Irie. I mean, I did it every single day for a month, which was pretty successful, I guess. He can do 10 damage to me, so let's watch out. Excuse me, he can do 9 damage to me. That's not enough to one-shot me. We found some gloves. Let's put those on immediately. I don't really want to fight a cockroach yet because he's faster than me. Yeah, I should grab stones. A few of the super optimal things that I usually do, I'm kind of not doing because this is such an easy start. Well, quote-unquote easy. But you're right, I should grab stones, so I did. Thanks for the reminder there. Alright, level 2. This guy can do 10 damage to us, but one of the cool things about Draconian starts is that you get a ton of hit points. Not as much as like an ogre or something, but you know, I have 25 hit points at level 2. Granted, I'm training nothing but fighting. Part of that is because I don't know exactly what this character is going to be doing. And I know that fighting is going to be useful no matter what I do. Well, the AC is, it's nice, but it's less good than... Well, you don't necessarily want to rely on it, and also we only have, well, plus 4 is nice. That's like having a ringmail on, but it's like having a ringmail on with no GDR, which a lot of people will tell you that's not meaningful, but I promise you it is. Actually, it's like having a little worse than a ringmail. The hit points I care a lot more about. Let's grab these sling bullets just in case we find a sling, which, I mean, we should. Pull up this jackal. We're going to try a different staircase. Shouldn't have let myself get surrounded there, to be honest. It's okay, though. So this is pretty cool. We found Curari really early. Also, I screwed up really badly. I walked right into this dude. Let's enslave him. And tell him to run away. That's kind of a waste of an enslave. I'm playing way too fast. Since I, you know, am playing an artificer, I already feel like unstoppable. But I've made a couple mistakes already. Walking towards that adder was one of them, and not checking my consumables before going into D2 was another. Although that turned out to be not a mistake since I don't have any 2 stacks anyway. In any event, we know that there is an adder down here, so let's be a little more careful. Irie wants me to play a slinger this run, or is that asking too much? That's not asking too much. Typically, I will. Typically, I'll have people make like a bit donation request if they want me to use a particular item. If it's something that turns out to be optimal, I wouldn't mind doing it. Like for example, usually it's something like, you know, if they want me to use like the Mace of Variability, which I believe it was Envy wanted me to, you know, that's obviously super suboptimal, so I'm probably not going to do it unless I'm bribed into doing it. Yeah, pretty much Rogue Shenanigans says the right idea. Wow, okay, we got a D2 ogre. Let's take out this adder. We use Wand of Flame to make that happen. So the stat situation is kind of interesting because I don't know which direction this character is going to go in. I think I'm going to get Intelligence, though, because I'll probably be casting. Okay, using up our Degeneracy. Wait, Degeneracy? Why did I say that instead of Wand of Flame? I think I might have a brain tumor, you guys. It's because of what Rogue Shenanigans said. Anyway, check it out. I'm gonna wake this dude up. And yeah, so I was saying I used up a lot of my Wand of Flame on the 2 adders, but it's totally worth it. Yeah, I could have enslaved the adder and had it kill the ogre. That's certainly an option. But I try to save my enslaves because they're kind of like get out of jail free cards. Rogue Shenanigans, I'll keep that in mind. Seriously, I just like glitched out, like my brain just shut down for a couple seconds there. Well, Idort, the trick is to do it super early. Like, for example, yeah, it's not good to rely on, but if I see a hornet, for example, or like a killer bee from off screen, it might behoove me to, or from the edge of the screen rather, it might behoove me to just start zapping him, and then 63% looks pretty good if I get to do it 3, 4, 5 times, you know? Dispersal trap on D2, thank you, Ebering. Alright, so I'm hoping I don't end up next to an ogre here. We have a 2-stack now, let's go ahead and use that. I went upstairs first, could have been teleport. I'm actually going to use it on this scroll, or on this, use the scroll on this amulet first, since it could have been, it could have been like plus shield. I probably should have used it on 2 potions though, although we got Degeneracy out of the way, so that's good. Still, I don't have like heal wounds or anything, and now I have 0 scrolls, so we really got to rely on that Artificer kit to deal with problems. Also, I need to pick up those Curares that I haven't grabbed yet. Getting some messages here. Teach me how to twerk in a handstand. I don't know what that means. Join us at Twitch TV, Malcolm Gaming, if you'd care to. I got a show, Irie, why not? Alright, this can do 8 damage to me, which I really have no reason to be worried about, so we'll just fight it. Once we get to level 7, we'll be able to cheese our breath, most likely. Wow, okay. Okay. Okay, that's a D2 Centaur. We'll send him running away. That's wild. Imagine if I wasn't an Artificer. You know, just imagine that. Yeah, I don't know if I want to even open that. Like, what if... what if it's something not so good? Okay, alright. I regret it. Okay, so this floor is real spooky, but we can deal with it is the thing. Check this out. Let's use random effects, and we immediately haste the ogre. But this is the one situation where you use random effects. You use it on a staircase, you zap, and then you go up when it inevitably screws you over. Hey, doesn't he? We on this artificer we got D2 ogre, and we also got D2 centaur. Okay, I waited 100 turns, and then I waited another 100 turns for good measure. Let's go back down this staircase. How you doing, doesn't he, by the way? Oh, we got robbed. We got the bolt of poison, but he's too close to the staircase. Wait a couple 100 turns. Blowing through my charges a bit here. You hear a shout. Good. He's confused. Good. Flickers and vanishes. Alright, what do we do here? Do we keep using random effects? I feel like we do. Nothing appears to happen. Yeah, Ira, you're right. Wait 100 turns, wait 100 turns, and hello, it's the centaur. Let's step up next to him. And you know what we're going to do? Is we're actually going to use the Wand of Flame to finish, to kill him. It's a lot, I understand, like it is a lot. But that's also, you know, that use of resources gave me 2 levels. And what else it gave me was a freaking uncursed shortbow. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's sick and solid. I mean, we may actually go shortbows this game on account of that. At the very least, we'll use it untrained. I mean, that is a really, 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 really early shortbow. Not that shortbows can see you through to the end of the game by themselves that easily, but a longbow can. Okay, so if I had hasted him, I used random effects on him. If I had hasted him, I would have enslaved him. Yeah, a longbow with Oka is pretty GG, but shortbows, I mean, try it sometime. Like, try finishing a game with just a shortbow. You're not going to have a good time. It's doable, but it's not at all what I would describe as fun. Okay, I want that ogre now. We're gonna try to cheese his ass with random effects again. No. I'm not going to D3, and I'll tell you why. The situations where you actually get to use random effects are pretty few and far between. Speed 10 monsters that you can easily lure to staircases, that's one of them. So, you know, this ogre... This ogre is a great opportunity for me to get some free experience, basically. I mean, honestly, I could probably just flame him to death. I kind of screwed up. I should have... Well, I thought I could maybe kill him just with arrows. The safe thing to do is to go up. What's the worst Draconian so I can root for you rolling it? I would say black. Now, the breath can be nice, and having RLEC, of course, is nice. But in general, he's well, the things that are good in this game are typically the things that are reliable. So what's not reliable? Draconian breath is not reliable if it's black. Yellow isn't very good. I mean, yes and no. Yellow's actually my favorite, which I wouldn't say is the same thing as saying it's the most powerful or even very powerful. I just really enjoy the breath. Okay, the bow's not working. Let's do what I was going to do. Yeah, I mean, I like yellow because that bite is just amazing. And the breath is at least controllable, unlike the black Draconian. White one is, I don't know, I think my least favorite is either white or black. Okay, we turn him invisible. The thing is, I have plenty of food. I have 5 rations, so there's nothing really stopping me from doing this, you know. Wait a minute, he might still be invisible. Nope, nope, Irie, I don't think so. This is not this is not the right version for that. Thankfully. Okay. Finally, okay, so we got Ice Blast a couple times. We used up the whole wand. Was it worth it? I'm going to say yes, because now D2 is sort of free and clear to escape to. I get to safely do the rest of the floor. I get a little more experience for it. I also unlocked an altar, but it's TeCj, so no. Got an entrance to a sewer. Oh wow, that could have been a Tomahawk of Dispersal. Should have kept that in mind. Also, we have a Scroll of Identify. Yeah, that was a Drain short sword that well, actually it was a Draining Dagger that the Goblin had. Well, Rogue, I don't know, I think that it's a perfectly good use of resources. I mean, think about this, my best wand is still almost full. And all I really need to do is get to level 7, and then I'm home free. Although I'm a little worried about, it's a tale of a harrowing T2, yeah it is. But having this short bow is huge, I would say. Probably don't need to be using this bow quite so much. On the other hand, I want to kill things quickly so I can get to, whoops, so I can get to, look at me walking right into this adder, how dumb. So I can get to the portal vault is what I was trying to say. Should probably be a little bit less skittish. I mean, I do have okay AC. It's not like totally awful for D3. But that lack of GDR can really get you. There's actually nothing stopping me from the adder, or there's nothing stopping the adder from max poisoning me. AC without GDR is a lie waiting to happen. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, we got Grinder. Now here's a good reason why you want to be an Artificer. I can still enslave her if I want to, or him. I'm confused at this point. I can still enslave him if I want to, and it's above 50%. That's not half bad. Although ideally we don't want to have to do that, since we have no particular way of killing him. You know, so why don't we just move down and to the left, block him with the wall, he had absolutely no chance of paralyzing me. But he's still on the floor. So now being on this floor is just a... Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. When did I get a potion of Lig? I identified it earlier and I wasn't even paying attention. Well, Lig lets you kill Grinder. Essentially for free. Potion of Ligma. I was about to say I suspect this is Robin's pack. That's fine, you can throw a gobbo at me. At this point I suspect I'm going to not get to the sewer, and that would be okay. Let's pull her up. What's the deal with Robin? Managed to drink a potion of might. That's kind of hilarious, I guess. What is the deal with him? That's hilarious. Like, usually he mites the goblins around him. But then he happened to spawn with a potion of might, which I guess I should be happy about, because I can kind of wait it out. Whereas if it had been, say, Berserk or something, I would have had to have dealt with it right then and there somehow. Although, that's another benefit of being an Artificer, because I could just like enslave in that situation. Or I could lignify, sure. But in the case of him just quaffing might, there's really no reason for me to blow any kind of resource. I just run around, wait out the might, and then kill him. This is a lot of possible damage. Check this out. We're going to use the arrows. It's kind of unnecessary, to be honest. I could have just fought that melee. I want to wear this helmet, but I can't because my head's all deformed on account of being a Draconian. Got him. Oh, rogue shenanigans, I know what you were doing. Okay, this is fine. We'll lignify here. Guess I'll throw rocks at him. I mean, we really don't need to waste wands. He paralyzed me, it doesn't matter. I killed the worm first, and that might seem kind of weird, like why not kill Grinder first? The worm can do 12 damage. Grinder can only do 11. So that's going to break through my massive tree GDR a little better. And I can't really be pained. Although, to be honest, I should have hit Grinder now that I think about it, because he can blink around. And my transformation's ending. Oh, Christ. That's not good. He managed to get 2 paralyses on me. Alright, let me think about this. I'm not going to die if he paralyzes me again, but it could come close. First thing I'm going to do before I forget is I'm going to make sure lignification is turned on for pickup in the future. I can't just leave. I can step away. I can step away again, and then unfortunately he moves in such a way that I wanted to shoot past. He's in this spot. I shoot past, boom, get him, and then he can't deal with me because he can't hit me because the adder's in the way. No such luck though. I think we just need to kill him real quick. Hope it gives mutation, it gives you more intelligence to make better plays. I think I did everything right except swinging on the worm instead of Grinder. Unusually agile. Bro, did he have a agility potion? He must have. Let me look at my unidentified potions. Yeah, agility's identified. Well, I guess we know we don't have agility. That's obnoxious that he's got that, though. That's part of the reason why we weren't able to hit him. We'll burn flame on him. Wield the short sword. Swing. Swing. We'll charm if we have to. Swing. He paralyzed me, but that's okay. We actually want him at range like this. We could leave if we wanted to. But we use the bow to finish him. Didn't actually get the final level, though. Sigmund with haste around the next quarter. That's hilarious. 2 uniques with 2 potions. I mean, they weren't... I have to admit, like, it's not that bad, because the potions were not haste, they were not berserk. You know, in terms of what potions they could have had, those are probably my 2 favorite that they could have had. Nevertheless, I mean, finding several dangerous uniques... Well, I guess I wouldn't call Robin dangerous, not really. But finding Grinder with a consumable is pretty terrifying. Alright, so technically the drain is still, the sewer drain is nearby. But hey, I mean, we're still flying free, really, because at any time during that fight, I would have been able to enslave Grinder if I wanted to and walk away. You know, I chose to kind of make a little bit of a risky play there, slightly risky. Hi Twitch, hi Asterius. I was afraid that other guy was there again. But yeah, I'm happy there was no Wand of Acid there, Irie. And also, let's talk about the fact that Pergy just kind of randomly spawned here. I don't know if I've ever seen Pergy spawn next to a sewer rather than inside a sewer. That's a little curious. This is a weird start. A wild Pergy. I guess you should probably pronounce that Pergy. Anyway, I have my suspicions that I cannot kill this dude with the bow alone. We could, let's see, what's the chance to enslave? 63%, that's pretty good. Also, I should stop training fighting. Let's get evocations up to 5. Let's train dodging up to like 3. Pergy wakes up, Pergy drinks a potion of Berserk Rage. Well, that'd be okay. We just enslave at that point. Yeah, Irie, you're right. You hear the drain falling apart. Alright, well, we're not getting to the sewer, which is a shame. The walls and floor vibrate strangely for a moment. That means that was closer. That was closer to getting destroyed than I thought, which is a shame. We can still deal with that threat. We would just need like a really fortuitous enslave on something else. Just get level 7. That's true. If I could get level 7, I could use my breath and deal with that problem. There's a sling. We could actually go slings if you wanted, although, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm still inclined to just wait until we find a weapon that pushes me towards going for it. Although this is, we'll probably train some short blades for this thing. Or I could just get drained until I'm at red drain. That's real cute. That's okay, that'll go off quickly. At low level, drain goes away fast. I knew that could happen, it just didn't... it didn't seem particularly likely to me that the dude would survive that many hits. Yeah, we could probably kill Pergy with drain, but I agree with you entirely. Best just to get my breath. Check this out. Pergy's really annoying me. Let's pull him down to this other area. This should free me up to explore the rest of the floor. Got a 2-stack. I don't care too much if I teleport. It's actually blink, okay. Okay, if I get poisoned, I'm going to enslave. Actually, maybe I want to fight in the water. We'll use the bow, because then we have a chance to hit either of them. Now we'll switch back to the dagger. Since there's only one left, I'm okay with continuing the fight, even though I got a little poisoned. Man, this sewer entrance is kind of a death trap. You know, a long walk. Okay, we got Steam, or the Steam Dragon. That's one of the best. Arguably the best. It's certainly really good. And on top of the sick-ass Steam, well, yeah, technically it's the Pale Draconian. On top of the kick-ass Steam breath that we got, that actually gives us a higher evocations aptitude. How about that? I really like how Draconians always look like they're smiling. Look at that tile. Oh, let's find Pergy. Nice. Well, this game's on its way. How do you make the level explorable again? Okay, so first you go into map mode and hit Control F, and then to make it not explorable, you hit Control U if you want that to go away. So F, and then Control U. You got to be in map mode though, so you have to hit Shift and then X to get into map mode. Yeah, no problem. Found the Shining One and Che, two gods that I don't feel like worshipping. Okay, how do you follow stairs up to the next level? I know you used to be able to do that. You just go in map mode and then you hit like one of the brackets. So the left one to go up and then the right one to go down. Just make sure that map mode reticule, targeting reticule is actually on the staircase, and then it'll show you which one it goes to. No, it's not the same as going up and down, because that would be the caret, like left and right, caret brace or whatever that's called. That does not work. It's the bracket, like to the up and left of your enter key, the non-curly brace. So the Steam Breath is, you know, it's not going to be as flashy in terms of damage as the Fire Breath, but it doesn't need to be. It still is amazing by itself. You know, you like to give enemies steam baths, right? With Flame Wand plus water. This is the same effect. Yeah, a lot of it is muscle memory, rogue shenanigans. Huh. I tried to go for the stab. It's okay, he can't one-shot me. Let's get him to a little hallway here. Look how amazing it is. You know, look at this breath and how it just wins. There's almost nothing that it won't sort of cook for me. Yeah, the line of sight blocking is in fact the best thing, I would agree. But it's interesting to me that it's a perfectly serviceable attack too. So one of the biggest mistakes that I make, and I don't even know if it's a mistake, but something I do, especially on characters where they have a way to kill things, such as this breath, is I have this bad habit, and it may be a good habit, of like delaying what it is that I want to do with the character. Like I'm training fighting, I'm training dodging, I'm even training a little bit of evocations, because I know I'm going to want all that crap no matter what else I do. But like I haven't found a weapon. I mean, I found the draining dagger, I guess, but that's, you know, does that mean I train short blades? I don't think so. Not to Mendeley anyway. A lot of people would disagree. But the point is that like I have that luxury, because I can kill things with this breath, and I can kill things with the draining dagger completely untrained. Yeah, maces are a pretty safe play to train, if you were so inclined. Exactly, Rogue Shenanigans. And honestly, even if we are still messing around in Lair, you can virtually get through, I mean, I think you can literally get through the Lair just on the power of your breath alone if you like. It's a little annoying, depending on what breath you're using, but you can make it happen. I mean, look at this. I'm just like one-shotting, you know. I'm just like one-shotting centaurs. One of the downsides, by the way, of being a pale Draconian is you do not get a. Sadly, you do not get a resistance. Well, you get steam resistance, but that might as well be called meme resistance because it doesn't actually really do anything for you. All right, this is interesting. There's a book available, there's a bunch of scrolls available, and there is a Fustibalus available. That's an endgame weapon. Not really something I'd want to train for unless I knew that I could brand it quickly. Also, I can't afford it right now, and I especially won't be able to afford it if I buy all these scrolls, which of course I want to, because more early game resources is better. Steam resistance is basically half a pip of fire resist. Does it? I thought it didn't do anything for fire, though. Anyway, we're gonna buy these scrolls. I'm also curious about this book. You know, I've been training intelligence. We could do a caster. This could be a caster. Oh, I see what you're saying, doesn't he? Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of figured you were making a point like that. Okay, we got teleported, that's good. We have that identified now. Amnesia, we don't need that yet, but we may end up being a caster, so hold tight on that. Yeah, fire and air aptitudes mean that going in that direction is certainly more feasible than it otherwise would be. Although the cool thing about, I mean, I gotta say that Draconians are one of my favorite species. Because they can do anything, you know? Pretty much anything. Why am I trying to use steam on this fire-resistant imp? I believe he is immune to the steam bath. Rogue Shenanigans, that's a good point. I should go stat form. Why not Demon Spawn? Because Demon Spawn, weirdly enough, are less able to do everything. You know? Their aptitudes are, like, don't get me wrong, it's like a fun species, but... Alright, this is wild. I could enslave some of this, but I don't even want to waste the charges if I don't have to. I think I'm going to have to. No, I'm not. That's the other cool thing about Pale Draconian. Maybe somebody can correct me on this, but I feel like Pale Draconian gets its breath back faster. I might be making that up entirely, though. I don't even know if that's something that changes based on type. Yeah, rogue shenanigans. The aptitudes are just slightly worse. Well, hold on. Let me look. Apt demon spawn. Yeah, I mean, they're not particularly bad at anything, I guess, but that +3 invocations apt is so huge that it really pushes you towards using a god that has invocations on it, you know? Yeah, leaning into your mutations is kind of a necessity. Oh, this floor was separated. Okay, cool. Identify, drink, we got curing, good. Yeah, I mean, Draconians feel like you really can do anything, and the breath is going to help you probably no matter what color you get. The only thing that you really don't want to do is, like, if you're an Ice Elementalist and you get Red Draconian, you probably don't want to continue along that path. But you could if you wanted to. And the beautiful thing about it is, like, you could just go Conjurations, focus on that, find out your color, and then go in the direction of whatever it is your color is. So as a caster, you know, it's just a lot of fun. I would point someone towards a Draconian for their first caster long before I would point them towards a Gargoyle. Because with the Draconian, well, the body armor is taken care of for you. I guess the same thing is true of a Gargoyle, but the thing is, with the Gargoyle you get less hit points. And with the Draconian you get more hit points. And hit points are, well, they're the most important resource, really, in the whole game, if you ask me. Huh, no armor yet except for these gloves. We found this enchant weapon, but do we really need to enchant anything up? Not really. Not really. Hey, Wand of Ice Blast. Okay, so the ogres are a pretty good species, believe it or not. I mean, they were better before Gamma Funk ruined them and made the mace aptitude crappy and turned them into sort of ghetto casters. But you know, they're still pretty good. I enjoy having a big beefy body. Right, so when this monkey hooted, we heard a croak and 5 shouts. So we may very well, we could very well have Prince Ribbit on this floor. Let's go up. I could kill an Orc Warrior right now, but the real question is, do I want to? Not with a wizard around who could, in theory, perma-confuse me. Wow. Wow. Door number 3. Let's pull this guy up. Honestly, like, being a Draconian is so good, it feels like cheating, because you can just use the breath to erase threats. You know, like these wizards, on many other characters, even by the time you're level 9, you're mildly, you know, concerned about the prospect of getting perma-confused. You know, you don't have too many curing, we only have 1. You know, depending on what else is around, getting confused a couple times in a row could be real painful. Especially, you know, the fact that they're usually with Orc Priests, like this guy over here, that we saw a second ago. That's 17 damage per turn if they feel like doing it. And if you're confused, I mean, it's a big problem. So being able to just sort of erase that, the biggest thing is how guaranteed it is. You're not guaranteed to kill them, but you are guaranteed to hit them, you know, because like the steam is steam, the fire breath, whatever. Well, this is only the case with Red Draconian and Pale, but it's like you're gonna get the cloud, which is nice, and green as well, I guess, although that's a meth cloud. See, the joke's on you, Irie, but they ruined Nemelex, and now he is invocations based, so I gotta say, I would probably have gone for it, except for the fact that there's no such thing as an evocations god anymore. Yeah, I know, that was my reaction as well. Just like a lowercase what? Ask my buddy Tone how he feels about Nemelex. I think he quit the game over those changes. I sort of understand them taking Picellus out because, well, Picellus just had a really bizarre design space and just kind of had really strange gameplay. But I don't really, other than the inventory management problem, which could have been solved in a different way, I don't really see the issue with Nemelex, you know, being based off evokes. You'll notice we found a Rue altar, and yes, I worshipped him. That doesn't mean we're actually going to worship Rue. He doesn't punish you for quitting, so we might take a look at his first sacrifices and just move on. I don't really feel like playing a Rue game, to be honest. Let's pull this guy up. We breathe on him. I mean, good God, our breath can even kill an Orc Warrior in 2 shots. It's outrageous. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could do a Nemelex game if you guys wanted to see it. It'd be more of a challenge run, I guess. Certainly not like a top-tier power god. Yeah, Battle Axe, that is endgame, I suppose. It's not the shield that I always want to use, but it's quite a good weapon. Could go in that direction for sure. Yeah, sure, it's just two-handed is all. Although it's not chopping. If it was chopping, yeah, I mean you can finish the game with that. Although in general you'd just rather have a shield, it's just that good. Yeah, I don't know. I'll say that the optimal thing to do is to stick with Rue, see what the first sacrifices are, and then kind of see if we can't find a, you know, particularly good god instead of these comedy options, you know. But this is a strong enough character that I could probably take some risks in terms of god choice, just for the fun factor. Maybe, I don't know, let me think. He's pretty strong. Yeah, that's true. Hey, there's the temple. Might have to make some choices now. Shenanigans, it's surrounded by statues. Alright, alright. Which god should we pick? I'll tell you what, for 100 bits I'll pick whatever god you want other than Zom. Anything in here. I'll go to the outright bribery. If anybody has a particularly interesting choice they want me to do. Yeah, see, Rainy Day, I had to put that clause in, because I know that otherwise someone would pick Zom. But joke's on you, actually, there's no... Actually, that's not even a choice. That's, mercifully, he didn't spawn in this temple. No, I would do Kazlal with this character, if people wanted me to. That could be fun. No, that would be appreciated, Irie, thank you. Wujin Council? Did he spawn? I mean, I can go looking for him, but it doesn't look like he's here. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing particularly bad. Well, FedHos and Vehumet would be kind of annoying. Uskayaw is a lot of fun. I guess we could go Usk for just for style points. Usk is always a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I will go Usk. Just because it's a, this is, believe it or not, this is my favorite god in terms of, I don't know, it just makes the game so fun. Now the unfortunate thing about this is I'm going to have to train invocations now. Steam Breath with Ash? What, so I can see across my own Steam Breath? That's actually really cool, doesn't it? I didn't even consider that. Yeah. Oh man, now I'm wishing I had gone Ash. It's too late to swap though. That War Axe is not branded. It is +3 though, which is not half bad. That's a Leo strat. It's a Leo strat, but like sometimes Leo strats, you know, it's a diamond in the rough, you know. Occasionally they do make a lot of sense in a very strange way. There's something really funny about this game and the way that people will try to like quote unquote optimize it, you know, but it's people who haven't had a lot of wins, so they have a lot of it kind of reminds me of like academia versus like a scientist versus an engineer. You know, you've got these academics who haven't been beneath a car in their lives, you know, messing with the cash and prizes underneath, but they can talk at a high level about the design of a vehicle. But the actual mechanic or the engineer who works on it is going to know more about it in practice, you know. And that kind of strikes me as the dichotomy with people like Leo, where it's like sometimes he'll say things that make a lot of sense, but a lot of times he says stuff that is just not particularly geared towards winning games, I don't think. And I think if you asked him that, he would say just as much. But it's just interesting to me. Leo is Leo Littlebook. He's a guy who is known as a prolific commentator on YouTube videos of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I mean, I want to see a few more wins from him, or like any wins at all, before I'm willing to give credence to the idea that crawl is too easy. I mean, I don't want to be like, I really try to avoid the Wingate type deal, but I think that if you're making an incredibly bold statement like that, you really have to have some wins under your belt if you want people to take you seriously. And that's like, I'm not really making a statement on whether that's good or not, it's just that's the case. Did he win that Hill Orc? I know he cleared Zot with it and was doing stuff in Extended. I don't know. Irie, I think that might literally be something he said, yeah. I'm not sure though. Alright, let's identify this amulet. Do we have Remove Curse? Yeah, we do. Alright, I'm going to risk this Greatsword being Disto. It's actually Venom and it's +5. We're probably going to be a sword guy. I missed the shuffle card. Actually, I missed the Genie card. That was one of the good things, you know. Okay, Cursed Hand Crossbow. It's not even a particularly good hand crossbow. Well, it could be a fire sword if we rebrand it. I'm sad that it's not a demon blade. Rainy day tomorrow, I would 100% agree with that statement. Monsters getting multiple actions on you is a horrifying state of affairs, typically. There are reasons that you would break that rule, but you probably don't want to. Okay, let's disenchant, or excuse me, let's remove curse. Disenchant. Playing some World of Warcraft here. Okay, so Greatsword's really good. You know, I'm really not inclined to go long blades usually, but this is good enough that I feel like I should. And we'll go into using a shield later on with like a demon blade or something. I mean, we'll make it work. It's going to be a little awkward at first, I think. Obviously, I'd rather go stat form because, well, I always would rather go stat form. I will say this, stat form is actually even more important on a character like this because we don't have GDR. So tabbing into things without GDR is a real pain. You know? I mean, I don't know. Hi there. Like, I probably shouldn't have swung on Prince Ribbit with a hugely slow weapon like this. Like, let me tell you what I'm inclined to do. Like, I'm inclined to just keep training invocations and mainly killing things with Steam Breath. Like, there's nothing stopping me is the thing. Oh, hey, Book of Beasts. Like, there's really nothing stopping me from just, like, sticking with this stuff. You said don't do it, and now you're doing it. Well, there are exceptions. Prince Ribbit is definitely not one of them. I shouldn't have swung against him. But on the other hand, he was in a Steam Breath, so he was probably going to die. Anyway, you're right. I'm going to take my own advice. And we're going to switch back to our Dagger of Draining. Oh, this isn't so good. Well, it's not bad. Because the elephant's in front. You know what? Let's just back off. Just keep getting him in the steam bath. There we go. So yeah, I mean, like, that weapon's amazing, and probably on other characters I would go straight for it. I mean, that's endgame, basically. I know it's Venom, but it's still endgame. It's still a path to endgame. But, I don't know. I really want to go stat form on this dude if I can find it. On the other hand, holy shit, we just got Lightning Spire. Just kidding. Hold that thought. I don't know when we got this, but obviously we're going for it. Mana Viper absolutely is a path to endgame, Irie. You've got a fair point. But I tell you what's more important right now is Lightning Spire, which is, well, it's a path to Mana Viper, you know, which is a path to endgame. So I think we're definitely going to go in that direction. And plus we have good air magic anyway, so. The only issue is that summons don't really help us much with the whole Uskayaw plan. Sadly, ally damage doesn't affect the Usk stuff. Oh, whoa, I didn't mean to walk towards her. Wow, she may have just sold me on swords. She can do like 45 damage to me. And she can perma-confuse me. This is good for us. Sort of. It's good and it's bad. She's got a lot of power to mess me up. Let's go ahead and use the steam. I know I want to open that because she can't see me. But now what? Do we teleport? Maybe. Maybe. It's just too much damage, man. The fact that she can kill us in 3 hits is not so good. We could probably Ice Blast her ass to death. Remember, our evocations are, well, 10. And you know what? I have a Blink Scroll. If she confuses me... oh, I only have 1 curing, though. Yeah, Ice Blast will kill her, but remember, her Confuse is 56%. So I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to teleport, we're going to ice blast, we're going to ice blast, we're going to ice blast. Alright, so I blew the teleport, totally fine. Let me explain why I did that. That was a preemptive teleport. If things started to go bad, like if I got perma-confused, you know, if she just did that and started blasting me, there was basically no chance that she could kill me before the teleport went off. Now the downside to doing that is that, well, what could have happened is I could have like ice blasted twice, or 3 times even, and she's like almost dead, and then the teleport kicks in and now I've wasted charges and a teleport. That would suck. But as it stands, pretty much the best case scenario happened. And I'm okay with having spent a teleport, it's fine. Whoa. Whoa, I don't have bolts. My dude's throwing stones. How about we go pick up some bolts? Using this hand crossbow as a swap. So yeah, we're going to get Lightning Spire online. That's just a no-brainer for really any character, but especially this one. That gives us some more time to sort of screw around until we find something else we'd like to win the game with. And of course we will probably get Mana Viper as well, because it's good. It's kind of weird to use on an Uskayaw like I was saying, but it's still good. Okay, we found lair. So we go into lair immediately. Honestly, I'm inclined to. Sheesh. I'm kind of inclined to use this War Axe if I'm being honest, like War Axe plus shield. You didn't pick up Scimitar. You're right. I forgot to do that. I should have done that. I know you're thinking that I should use it to. That I should use it to like kill Hydras, but this character really badly doesn't want to be in the attack range of Hydras at all because of the lack of GDR. Like, you gotta understand that lacking GDR scares the hell out of me against big damage things, because if the game decides to roll poorly for me, I mean, that's it. That's just GG, because GDR won't guarantee. Nice, we can kill Mamas with our breath. But yeah, like this character is just, I cannot overstate how outrageous having this kind of breath is. The fact that I can just delay my character development for as long as I want, really. Like, all the way through lair, I could do it. You know, what's going to stop me? The typical threats, like this guy, well, hold on, hold that thought. Obviously, I have to get like a good breath on him, but the typical threats, like a spiny frog or even a Hydra, just go down. They just go down to it, you know? And if they don't, I just walk backwards, and I reset, and then I get the breath on them again, and they die. Although I suspect my breath will not be of that much use in here. Which one is this? I think this is the one with hilariously powerful things. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. I think there's going to be like a chamber up here, and then another one to the right, and another one below. This is the one that closes? I don't think so. It's a stone giant. Okay. You know, what's funny about this is if we actually had Lightning Spire online, we could cheese this whole thing. but it's still red fail rate, which scares the hell out of me because I could get a bist. And Uskayaw is not going to do a whole hell of a lot for me. Hey, Gary Burton, how you doing, man? It would be a real shame if you ran into a stone giant. Well, this is kind of a good example of why Volcano sort of needs rebalancing. Not all of the vaults, you know, not all of the designs, just like most. Anyway, Hashtag not all vaults. See, like, he can do, what is it, 45 damage to me? 65. 65 damage to me with the big rock, so he can two-shot me. We could probably Ice Blast his ass to death. Maybe. Let me think about this. I have 3 potions. I want Brilliance so that I can get Spire up. That would probably let me beat him. I'm not risking it. We just leave. Discretion is the better part of valor, and you have to internalize that. If you want to win this game regularly, you kind of have to be a big coward, because in a situation like that, you know, before I learned how to win streak, you would have seen me do all kinds of ridiculous shenanigans to try to beat that vault. But it wouldn't have been the right move. Whoops. We're marked, by the way. That's why I kind of sat there thinking for a second. Hey, he's kicking in. Go Usk. We've been training invocations. We've actually got line pass now. That's awesome. Let's line pass these dudes. To be honest, I'm tempted to train some, like, short blades. Just to get the stabs. Certainly we want some kind of melee. Oh yeah, Gary Burton, don't worry about it. I'm just trying to, I was trying to figure out something to do with adding that new branch in my fork. I've determined that crawl code is an unmitigated disaster in a lot of ways. Do you want to hear something funny? For no particularly good reason, features, you know, as defined in features and, well, actually branches, branches when referenced in .des files are case sensitive. Now, can you think of a good reason why that would be the case? Are you ever going to have 2 branches in the game that, you know, have the same name but in different cases? I mean, I don't know, man. Seems a little silly. I should not have let myself get petrified here. A Hydra could have come around the corner and then ended my streak. It didn't, but that could have happened. And boy, I would have been salty about that. Thankfully it didn't. Fire Elemental. Code for single things is spread across like 10 files. It sure is. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that the game has been able to be developed at all, considering how bad the code base is. Like, it is stunning, some of the stuff that, you know, it's just like this completely spaghettified mess. The fact that I have to edit things in like 40 places if I want to, say, add a new branch to the game, seems crazy to me. Okay, I needed that Mamba to be dead. The rest of this stuff is definitely easy by comparison. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, we're going long blades for fun. That's ZongleDrak. I can't not use ZongleDrak. Finding it this early, that's just fun. We'll go get that scimitar. It's not like a... Zongoldrak is not like a good weapon, but I mean, it's just too fun to find it so early and not use it. Especially considering we have other stuff. I think it might even be a... isn't it a double sword? Like, I think it's one-handed. Also, why am I not using my shield? It's a double sword. That's awesome. That's amazing, actually. I mean, it doesn't have a brand, but... Well, hold on. Let's not get too excited yet, because before I wear it, I have to actually retrieve it out of this filthy OgNe nest. Technically, we can... Okay, we can cheese this. Oh, wait, my fail rate is... my fail rate is actually still red. Okay, so we'll take spellcasting, air magic, and summonings up a bit. Because I could have risked going to the abyss a minute ago when I summoned that spire. Strangely enough, the game did not warn me that the fail rate was still huge. Little peeved about that. Whoops, let myself get lethally poisoned. That's okay, we have a potion of curing, but holy shit. That's only one potion of curing. Let's not do that again. That's really bad that I used up my one and only potion of curing in such a way. Have to be really careful now. Anyway, you know what's weird is I uncursed the... Oh wait, I never wore the Amulet of the Gourmand. Never mind. You know what? Let's wear this Guardian Spirit. Do we have Remove Curse? No, we don't. I want to try this ring on, but I can't. Get the breath back. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to use Spire once that's not in fail rate, you know, colored fail rate territory to finish off those OgLobs. I could also probably cheese them with the Steam Breath, but the risk there is that I kill the plants, which of course we don't want to do, because if you kill the plants, then they can shoot at you. Nice. Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about with regards to being careful. Let's not do this. I'll blink away if I get poisoned again. Ice Blast finished him, a bit of a waste. But with the fact that we could get lethally poisoned and not have anything to do about it, what a shame it would be to lose a streak just due to something so reckless. Lamp of Fire, I see that. Thank you, Gary. That's helpful. We could kill OgLobs that way as well. Alright. Lightning Spire's down to yellow. By the way, this is another bad thing about being a Draconian. I never would have gotten that poisoned if I had GDR and some AC. Oh, I should summon butterflies, come to think of it. Paralysis, cool. Alright, we got butterflies. Could have had your shield also. That's true, I've had it off in case I needed to cast Lightning Spire. But you know what? I think, Irie, I think you have a great point. I should have that on. Not that that really protects you from poison. In fact, I'm still going to use paralysis on this dude just because it's scaring the hell out of me to be next to such massive damage potential. You know, you can still miss. Or the shield, rather, can still fail to block, that is. That was a siren. We have sort of a built-in way of dealing with sirens, though. In fact, let's block line of sight right now, pull this wolf up. We also have Lamp of Fire if need be, so I'm not too concerned about our friend the siren. What a swing. I am being mesmerized, so you're getting the lamp. Are you serious? My dudes, I'm upset. Can we talk about how the lamp just robbed me? I aimed it here. I may have even aimed it there. And it just went. It didn't do it, guys. It didn't do it at all. Okay. I mean, we gotta teleport. It's obnoxious. I can't take this hatch. This hatch could lead directly into the OgNe pen. I'd like to take that hatch. You know, of course, I'd prefer to not be on this floor anymore. Hey, okay. There's some curing. I waited a minute and fought that for a second without using my breath because I wanted to know if more of the pack was coming, so I could maybe catch a couple of them in the breath if possible. Okay, there's our friend. Ah, she just died to the steam alone. The damage on the steam is just so variable. Hello, Senshi. How you doing? Alright, do we have Lightning Spire online without the shield? Yep, it's not yellow anymore. So we will train shields, we will train long blades, and we won't train anything else. Do I have a way to deal with this? Yeah, we're fine. Intelligence. Interesting floors. I've been playing fairly recklessly, but I would say these are above average difficulty floors nevertheless. Am I still streaking? Yep. This is game number 14. Hopefully we'll go all the way to 43. and beyond. The first 100 streak. Probably not, but hopefully. Hey, we have 2 potions of heal wounds now. I had a suspicion. I'm glad I used my identify on that. Alright, we're back up here. Let's take the shield off. This is going to be really fun. Having this sword. And it's not going to be fun? Miscasting Lightning Spire 40 times. Okay, this should work. Okay. No, you stop that. You stop that right now. Don't shoot through the plant. Wait a minute. Okay. I put the spire there. And then I just wait, right? Put the spire here, and then I literally cannot be hit. Well, actually, come to think of it, lightning spires have a very small amount of EV, but a single blast is not going to kill me. Oh, they can totally shoot from off screen. So he's getting doubled up now. I had positioned the other one really well, but I don't think there's... I don't know, is there a good spot? Let's help him out a bit. Let's completely fail to help him out. Let's use... Well, that's a little counterproductive. Okay, so the steam bath... You know, honestly, I'm a little curious how that works. Think about this. So, stuff doesn't do damage when it's off screen. So does that mean that because it blocks line of sight, the steam isn't doing damage to him? You know, like the clouds immediately go away, don't they, one turn after you use it? So, like, these are the only clouds that exist, I think. So I have to wonder if doesn't his idea, you know, wacky idea to use Ashen Zari with Pale Draconian, I wonder if that would be significantly better. Does it count? Do you get to keep the clouds on the screen through the Ashen Zari site? It might not even count. Like, I have a suspicion that clouds will just like disappear, even if you can see them. Like if you were to go around a corner, freezing cloud or whatever. Hold on, let me walk to this corner here. Moderately damaged. Okay, this is better. There we go. And I'm okay with that plant getting blown up now. Sort of. Haha. Okay, why isn't it shooting? Okay, we'll just put him inside. Can you make the breath do more damage? Well, not really. I mean, as a green Draconian, I think you can still get a mutation that what it does is it changes your breath into a poison cloud. But I might I know Naga can get that. Maybe green Draconians can't. I'm not sure. I always thought that every Draconian should have a mutation that upgrades their breath, but I like really neat things like that, and I think the current dev team is not a big fan of that kind of sort of gimmicky fun. Anyway, with great work and careful play, we have acquired the sword of ZongleDrak. I've also found Gastronok. Let's walk away from him. Oops. Let's go up the stairs and get this slow off. He can do like 50 damage to us, so, you know, something to consider. Wow, he immediately slows me as soon as I go back into line of sight. Thanks, fam. He can still airstrike me for 50 damage, but as long as he can't slow me, I'm pretty confident about just walking away. Enjoy your double zaps, my friend. But yeah, to answer your question, Senshi, no, you can't really make your breath do more damage, although I think it does more damage as you level up, so that's kind of, I mean, it's not really something you can go out of your way to do, but it sort of goes up, depending on what breath you have. Potion of Ambrosia, okay. Alright, this character's moving up in the world. I kind of wish I could have this shield on and still use Lightning Spire, but that's coming. Why don't we go ahead and put the shield on? We'll get there soon. We just found a book. Game really wants me to go in the direction of summons. Gave me Summon Forest and Hydra, well, Hydra form, I don't care about that, but it gave me, it's the Book of the Forest or whatever, so Summon Forest, Summon Hydra, good stuff. And of course we still have Mana Viper, which is quite nice. Oh, there were 3 sirens. Pretty scary. So check it out, we kill the siren, turns into a zombie. How fun is that? Yeah, Summon Forest is extremely strong, and I have to say the most fun thing about Summon Forest is that it leads very naturally into my favorite, is it my favorite spell? One of my favorite spells, Malign Gateway. Yeah, Scroll of Brand Weapon. No, we don't need that. Never used Summon Forest or Malign Gateway? Well, if you'd like me to, I could do that. It may even be the optimal thing to do. Yeah, they are extremely strong spells. Summon Forest it goes beyond being an extremely strong spell and into absolutely ridiculous, overpowered territory if you use it in Swamp, because everything's a forest there. Like everything's a tree. All the walls are trees. That is going to be a chaos weapon. +3 battle. Ooh, +9 int. I mean, we're not going to open up this vault because these vaults are suicidal to open, considering that a chaos animated weapon can just sort of paralyze you right off the bat. But it is kind of interesting to see one with +9 int. It's two-handed though, so, you know, forget that. Hey, we have Berserk Rage. So yeah, Irie, sorry for not going slings like you wanted, but I was rewarded for my extreme procrastination with the Sword of Zonkel truck. "10 minutes, huh? Sounds like a lot of work." You know what's cool is I don't actually have to kill things with this sword to get the zombies. I just have to kill them while wearing the sword. So I can use my breath. Oop, let's not just auto walk, or let's not tab next to a lindworm, which can do quite a lot of damage to us. Let's actually paralyze him. Let's fail to paralyze 3 times in a row, even though it's 55%. Yeah, check it out. Look, I'm going to damage him a little bit, and then I'm going to use the breath. And, well, okay, that doesn't count. The lindworm zombie got the kill. I do have to be the one that kills it, but I don't have to use the sword. Boom. There you go. See? Kill the crocodile. Crocodile turns into a zombie. You feel somewhat more hungry. So I used the steam to kill it, but it still became a zombie. If my allies kill stuff, then yeah, that's not going to do it for me. I actually thought it did, though, come to think of it. Like, I thought it was just things die around you. I think it used to work like that. Like, anytime you saw a corpse, it would just rise, which led to really weird situations. And by the way, this could be like a fever dream. I could be remembering wrong, but I seem to recall it led to these weird situations where if you were worshiping Ru and you walked by the elephant graveyard, you'd end up with like 20 hostile elephants to fight. Oh, the server's kind of lagging. Oh, not anymore. Okay. I feel like Baratato might suddenly be suffering some issues. As it does sometimes. Anyway, we're doing layer 6, and it hardly feels like we're doing it. I mean, obviously, having a +9 double sword, I mean, forget the fact that it's an unrend, just the fact that it's a +9 double sword is going to make the character feel a lot farther along than it actually is in terms of power. It's just really good. Oh, don't take a step, because we've got Dream Sheep. Getting put to sleep here would be really bad. Let's do this. Okay, I'm actually a little upset that I got put to sleep there. Hopefully I don't die. And I didn't. I thought that I did it properly. I used my breath to block the line of sight, and it just didn't quite work out. Let's read Telly. Let's use the lamp. Let's use the breath. Killing 2 Dream Sheep. Okay. Still got 2 on the board. You know, actually I'm confused because now I'm not getting zombies when I kill them, so I guess that I have to actually hit them with the sword at least once. That's a little odd. Oops. We are extremely poisoned. So let's bail on this fight. Don't know exactly how fast my attack is. So on the off chance he can get 3 hits on me, let's get a little more hit points back and then swing. It's actually 1.1, that's not bad. Still a little slower than a speed pin monster, though. He could technically get 2 hits on me. Okay, got the Dream Sheep. feel like for the next couple games I'm going to have to put my game face on and actually play super carefully. This one is kind of a welcome respite in a lot of ways from some of the other games that I've played, like the Chaos Knights. Although I got a Centaur last game, which was pretty easy. But there's something coming up here in a few games that scares the hell out of me, which is a FoSk, a Formicid Skald, which honestly is one of the worst combos in the game, if you ask me. What are the next characters? Let's well, let me bring up the page. 1 second. I would check meme, but well, I learned that the streak is kind of messed up in the database, and that the Uskayaw server has all the melee bug games in it. So we're gonna go by that, and I'm gonna do those games anyway. All right, so the next one is an Ogre Necromancer, which should be fun. Naga Berserker will be like both easy and hard. Easy because it's a Berserker, hard because it's a Naga. And then there's a Human Air Elementalist, which will be kind of awkward, but should be fine, depending on whether we get owned by an adder early on. And then a Spriggan Arcane Marksman, that'll be easy, we'll go Slings. An Octopode, well, OpFE, Octopode Fire Elementalist, that'll be kind of fun, maybe a little difficult. DDAs, and then there's the FoSk. Yeah, NaBe's not bad. You just got to be, you know, you really have to be aware of what you're doing. It's not like a typical Berserker where you can screw around to some degree. Like, you can get punished. You're a filthy Naga main. You and Dynast should get along then. You know, I think I've decided that I hate this sword. Let me tell you why. It's denying me food. Like, I'm very hungry, and I'm having to dig into my supply of rations. Yeah, maybe it is a Brazilian thing. Alright, this does way too much damage. He can actually one-shot me now. Let's just go to the staircase. I mean, I guess if I want food, I can kill things with the breath only. But that's not, that's not really the pressing problem here. The pressing problem here is that I don't know if I can kill dire elephants. Double the E, double the fun. Is the E for elephants? If I didn't have my shield on, we could Lightning Spire. That'd be okay. But then I wouldn't be able to really survive in melee with them at all. We could Lamp of Fire, but it's not charged. We could Descent. Actually, we could Paralysis. That's only 11%. That sucks. We could get hit for tons of damage every time we try to do anything. Should polymorph it? How to become a Titan? Okay, what we could do is we could try to build up Usk Piety for an instant kill. We're attacking kind of slow though because of this damn shield. Check it out, I'm going to stomp for the kill. Also, I mean, even if I wanted to polymorph it, I don't think I could. 11% chance, that'd be kind of painful to make happen. Hey buddy, I'm going to juke you through these plants and then I'm going to go up. Alright, so this is going to be a bit painstaking, but I can do it. It's just barely not tedious enough for me not to do it. You know, and there could be good loot down here as well. If he would just stop doing that, that'd be awesome. Getting these big damage hits. 55 damage. I have to remember he can do 55. Technically, and it's not super likely, but technically he could get 2 hits and one-shot me, because that would be 55 plus 55, which would be 110. That's just barely more hit points than I have. Which is a little bit scary. But he would have to roll pretty much maximum 2 times in a row, 4 times in a row, because it's technically 4 attacks. I'm comfortable with this risk, but that's only when I swing, not when I use my breath. Yeah, he's not likely to get 2 attacks anyway. It would be a confluence of just hilariously rare events, and ordinarily I would avoid even that, but I mean, it's alright. It should be alright. God, this engage sucks. I'm gonna burn through all my food doing this. I'm tempted to just like park all the elephants up here. Yeah, and yoink the loot. Absolutely. Okay, we open up. We see books. Teleport. Pull his ass. Got a couple breaths on him. It's annoying because I know I can kill these guys, you know? I think that's the funniest thing about this. But that's kind of the dichotomy, isn't it? You know, do you want to waste a million years trying to kite things, or do you want to get on with your life and finish the game? Can always come back and kill these things later if I was so inclined. So I'm pretty committed to just bypassing them at this point, but even the process of juking them is going to be kind of annoying, because now we have multiple ones parked on the same floor. I have to get past them, get down to layer 6, and then pull up this other one. So now we have 3 parked on this floor. Elephant housing pin is what we're going to set as the note for this floor. Actually using the dispersal trap. They're a terrible addition to the game, but they are good for some things. Auto explore again, and we got this asshole. You know what? Taking off the shield. Shouting until he comes over here. He manages to show up at the exact most obnoxious time. I feel like I can kill this thing if the spire works out for me. There we go, it's working. It's working. There we go. That's how we do it now. When in doubt, rely on SpIE, man. SpIE's broken as hell. Hey, there's a phantom mirror. If we just had digging. Which we don't. Wouldn't it be nice if Disintegrate blew through statues like it's supposed to? Alright, my friends, we actually just found a statue form. And I think I'm going to have to go back to my degenerate ways and end up using that. Yeah, like it used to, CeCj, absolutely. I was going to stick it out with the sort of ZongleDrAR, but I forgot that it's essentially going to starve me if I try to tab with it. Which is fairly obnoxious, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Irie, I think they did that, and that's going to be one of the first things that gets changed back in my fork. I'll tab all the time. Hello Tangent, how you doing? Let's grab this heal potion. We're going to leave those dire elephants behind. CeCj, it doesn't exactly use my hunger. It turns all the corpses into zombies so I can't eat them if I do any damage to the thing with the sword, as far as I can tell. So it's a bit of a problem since I only have 5 rations left. Oh my god, get thee behind me, hungry ghost. Actually, I'm a little confused because I killed that one with the... I hit him with the sword, right? No, I guess I missed him. It was the steam that did all the damage. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so here's how it works. If it leaves a corpse, it gets turned into a... Well, okay. So it's a combination of things. Number 1, I think I have to hit it with the sword. Number 2, it has to leave a corpse. Maybe. Yeah, Irie. That's a good way to put it. You die, ... That's a message you better get used to seeing if you don't play this game carefully. Although, to be fair, I've played this particular game pretty recklessly and we seem to be doing okay. I also happen to be one of the best starts in the game in terms of class. Yeah, see, the funny thing, Hello Tangent, is that playing recklessly is, for me anyway, I feel like depending on how well you've built the character, it's actually easier to do later in the game than earlier, depending on which branch you're in and what strengths and weaknesses your character has. Kamikazing in the early game is virtually guaranteed to get you killed. Five reckless runs on a lunch break. Yeah. Okay, we're going to let the Lightning Spire kill this thing, because the last thing we want is to have our hunger stolen from this greedy ghost. Because we're already dealing with a greedy sword. I don't know, hello Tangent, depending on the start, honestly most starts, barring really, really bad luck depending on the start, you should be able to make it to lair every single time. If you want to. If you want to, if you try hard enough, if you play perfectly. Which is not to say that you can't get bad lucked. There are a ton of starts really most starts that aren't Deep Dwarf or like Berserker or something, where you can die and it's not at all your fault. But I mean, yeah, like Sigmund can choose to perma-confuse you, and if he does that, you can just kind of get screwed. But there are ways to mitigate the chances of that happening. I mean, I had a situation happen in this game that if I hadn't played it well, you know, it was something as simple as Grinder showing up on D3, you know, and I didn't use any of my sort of cheaty Artificer start stuff. All I did was pop a potion of liquidification. Yeah, shafts are bullshit. That's a huge problem with the game. And they can definitely get you killed in the early game through no fault of your own, and so can teleport traps for that matter. Must run directly as Sigmund. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know, what did I have on D2? I had a really interesting D2 where I had to burn all my Artificer stuff. I had like an Ogre and a Centaur on D2. Like, D2 Centaur is absolute bullshit. D4 Wyvern. Gosh. It's terrifying. Oh, look at this. No food for me. Too many zombies. Okay, here's some food. Feels very strange having to pay attention to my food. Yeah, yaks are food, but this sword is raising everything I kill as a zombie. And I kind of have always considered this to be more of a meme weapon, but today I'm using it. We have the scimitars flaming. I guess I could just swap when I'm hungry, and then kill some more stuff. That's a fair point. But then I'd have to press another button, Irie, other than Tab and O. The mummy sword. Right? Dagger of Distortion. He's getting breathed. Yeah, we found an artifact flail, but I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be more useful than a +9 double sword, you know? Hello, Tangent. One of the biggest things about this game, you got to understand that like the base damage is really important. So a flail is actually not that good of a weapon for this point in the game. It's great early on, but like if you look, let's look at a flail. The base damage on a flail is only 10. That's like so huge for the ultimate amount of damage you want to be doing, because that's affected strongly by things like your strength. So if I look at this double sword, its base damage is, well, 14 is not that much higher, but that's because it's a one-handed weapon that's, well, attacks really fast and delay of 0.7. Well, I guess it's the same as a flail. Anyway, 4 is actually a decent amount. But then if you look at something like, I don't know, let's say like a great sword, base damage 15, that's really good. Or like a battle axe, if I can spell it right, battle axe, there we go. Just kidding, it's one word. That's also base damage 15. And then you can look at stuff like, I don't know, like a triple sword, base damage 17. So you're looking at like a huge gap between the end game weapons. I mean, and I'm cheating a little bit because I'm pointing out two-handers, but suffice to say, oh, you're just derping around. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 15 runes are kind of overrated. I mean, I would get like at least a couple of 3-4 runes under your belt. Like, learn to win the game consistently with 3-4 runes. I agree entirely about that, Senshi. Okay, we have a monster that's more annoying than anything. An invisible jackass. You know what I can do is blast. You know what, we're going into the hallway. This guy really cannot kill me. He can just make my life miserable. Sorry about the screen flashes. I have this set up so I don't like explore past something that's invisible. Swing at nothing. Got him. Okay. Gosh, that was annoying. After you get 5 runes, you pretty much can't die. It's a matter of grinding the last 10 runes. I mean, that's kind of a half-truth. The issue with that statement is you're like assuming the person's playing perfectly. And even if they are, like Irie said, Tomb, especially modern Tomb, I don't know if you've cleared Tomb recently, it is a ridiculous disaster with Ebering's new trap changes. Like it's a mummy merry-go-round basically. Wow, +5 blowgun. We don't really need that though. In fact, we're going to drop sling bullets, stones, and cure already. Clear my inventory a bit. Let's identify this 2-stack. Okay. Death Scarabs have AF slow. That's really strong. Getting slowed just on attack really screws you over. On the other hand, you're probably slowed in there anyway from the death curses. But yeah, I mean, if you are, if you have a character built in a very particular way, it can be easy. Honestly, the best thing for Tomb is to just play Gozag. Just play Gozag and then bribe. And suddenly, like everything else with Gozag, it becomes much easier. Oh boy. Let's get next to this guy. Low hit points. How do you feel about Wogen Council for Tomb? I feel like having a Storm would make it a lot less painful. See, here's the problem with Tomb. Is like, your instinct, because all of the rest of Crawl sort of prepares you to have this mindset, like, I want to kill stuff faster. There's big threats on the screen, so I want to kill shit, and then I'm less in peril. Tomb turns that on its head a little bit, because of the fact... Oh, that's a Dagger of Chaos. Let's paralyze. Let's fail to paralyze. Could have gotten sent to the abyss there, or paralyzed ourselves. I'm going to train a little stealth so I can stab. Anyway, yeah, like Tomb turns that on its head, that whole concept of kill stuff fast, kill lots of stuff, kill it all, because the issue is the death curses can just completely and totally mess you over. I mean, consider the fact that a death curse, well, it can't paralyze you, but it can slow you. If you don't have the torment problem totally licked, it can torment you. It can do just like straight up negative energy damage to you, which is one of the better things, you know. That's one of the ones you actually want to happen because it's less painful, just a little bit of pain damage, although, you know, if you don't have R negative, it adds up real fast. The torments especially add up fast, even if you are fully, you know, RN+++. You know, RN+++ really doesn't do much for you at all, versus 40 things tormenting you at the same time, you know. So what do? I mean, it's an issue. You can get full-on torment immunity by going Lich form, and that's obviously, you know, if you can get to that, that's preferred, because that really invalidates most of the headache of that place. Technically, the Ushabtis or whatever can Dispel Undead, but you don't care about that. You just use positioning and it doesn't matter. So like Lich Form trivializes it. But let's say you don't want to farm up Lich Form, or you're on a character where it's not conducive and it's just kind of a headache, so forget that. What do? You know? Saves come. No, I mean, I think using Wiz mode absolutely is a... I mean, or save scum if you prefer. I think that's a time-honored tradition in terms of learning the game. I mean, it's not like you can do it online, so it seems fine. Yeah, no, I agree entirely with Irie. You'll pick it up a lot faster if you can. You know, if I think about it like people practicing for speed runs, they'll often go directly to the part of the game they want to practice. Well, Wiz mode really is just a different kind of save scumming if you think about it. Although, I mean, honestly, having a little save file ready for you seems quite nice. Trying to acid him to death. You might be thinking, gee, why are you using so much resources on this? Well, it's because this Iron Shot can do killer damage to me. We got him, though. I took a little bit of a risk by swinging on him with Zongle Drock, but it's okay. Oh, confused. You're going to make me use a potion? I bet you are. Okay, we'll swing. Steam finishes him. Should I use that immediately? I'm a little concerned now because I only have one curing. The game has been just hilariously stingy with curing. I mean, Irie, when I first started playing this game, that's one of the things that I did to get good at it. You know, back when I couldn't win a game, I wanted to see the parts of the game that were screwing me over. So I kept a save file at a particular part of the game, and then I sort of continued from there. And yeah, absolutely testing out all the different spells. That's something you either need to play like 4 billion characters to do, or you need to Wiz mode a little bit. Alright, buddy. Don't be draining me. Never been a big fan of the Crystal Ball of Energy, by the way, Irie. Just seems very dangerous to use. I don't like the fact that it can take all your mana away if you roll poorly. Let's go up. Run him out of rocks, you know. How many characters are going to be pure casters and are going to go to a specific school? Yeah, right, exactly. Tier 8, 9 spells. I was meaning a while back to make a spell guide. I even made a bunch of really silly artwork for it. It was going to be a YouTube video, and then I just kind of never got around to it. I mean, I could still do it, I guess, if there was interest. But I was going to go through every single spell in the game and talk in depth about what situations you'd use it in, what situations you'd try to learn it in, and things like that. There's a shop in here, but there's also a bunch of garbage. I'm okay with opening it. Oh, I should have checked this. Yeah, I should have checked the ghost first. Well, gotta have resist confuse. I mean, okay. How common is that in modern crawl, though? That's not really something you can rely upon. Can I paralyze him? Okay, that's... Okay, I got memed a little bit. I just memed myself. Okay, bro. Maybe you could just, like, not... maybe you could just not get random energy on me right there. Alright, I think I have to blink. 27 plus Weapon of Flaming. That's so lame. I went down and he just immediately followed me and attacked. Didn't even have a chance to go up. Got a blow blink. How unfortunate. But that's random energy, man. Sometimes it just bones you. What a shame to use such an important resource. I gotta say, I'm regretting going Uskayaw a little bit. He hasn't done a lot for me. Probably should have gone KoCj for safety. I did not mean to go into Orc. We don't have any MR+, but I might as well clear the entrance now that I've entered it. No, you can't abandon Uska. He's on my list of gods you can never get away from because he can paralyze you. And so he can kill you regardless of anything if you're in the wrong situation. Do I even have a plan for killing this? Oh god. Never mind, I thought that was a Stormbow, but it's actually a Sleeping Sky Beast, or a confused one. I am a smart individual with good eyesight. Alright, we're mesmerized, that's fine, I can teleport. Let's just swing on him. I can acid to finish him if I want to. We had a ton of acid wands, so I wasn't afraid of him. And we could have tallied if things had gone really badly. They're not about to dodge acid wand. Alright, so KoCj immediately rewards me by showing me a shop with 3 scrolls of blinking in it. I think we immediately buy that, because that's good. Buy the agility 2. Enchant armor we'll add to the list. Okay. Enchant this hat. I guess I'll go ahead and enchant scimitar. What do you mean other shops? What other shops? What other shops are you referring to? We only have 2 shops in the whole game. Do you mean orc shops? Because we may not even do orc just yet. Yeah. As I play the game, I will add things to my shopping list if there's anything interesting. And I happen to know that there just wasn't anything particularly interesting, except for perhaps this book, but we've already got all the magic we probably need ever. Hey, cool. We actually had 2 potions, or two rings of protection from fire the whole time. Now if only we could get some MR+. You know what? I'm inclined to buy this ring just in case it's MR+. Well, it's a +4 ring of protection. That's... It's not terrible. What would your god tier ring be? What, like a Randart? I mean, I guess it would have MR+++ on it, like the Amulet of Four Winds. Really, any item I'm looking for that would be like a godly item. And I don't really know the rules in terms of what the maximum stats plus maximum number of resistances is. I know you can have 10 of any stat, but I don't know if there's like a hard cap as to what the absolute maximum or whatever is. Okay, it's nearby. There's a gauntlet we're going to check out. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if it solves my MR problem, I'm happy, because I value MR a lot. So just put MR+++ on it, like the 4 Winds amulet. Make it the Ring of 4 Winds. This is curious. We get... I actually saw the Minotaur. Then I didn't see him anymore. He's gone. Okay, so there's wizards in there. We pretty much cannot take the bottom path safely. I mean, I'm probably going to take no paths because Gauntlet sucks, but let's just do a little Control F dot. I see the only, whoops, that was still searching for jewelry and ring. Down, look down, there's a ring here. So there's an artifact ring on top. There's an artifact amulet on top. So top apparently blows the hell out of bottom. There's a few preparations like, or a few consumables like fear and resistance and fog, which is nice to have, but you know, this character would really rather have the artifacts. Okay, but we don't have our Elec. I don't even think we have potions of resistance, not really. Yeah, we do, we have one. Okay, so we could pop the potion of resistance. We have 2 scrolls of summoning, so we can actually do just about anything. Anything this game throws at me, we could take with the scrolls of summoning if need be. Scythe of freezing, okay. We'll have to remember to put on RC Plus before we waltz in here. And then we got a bunch of bullshit in here. We got, okay, this could be obnoxious. These gargoyles, okay, they're not war gargoyles, that's good, I guess, but in these close quarters, dealing with these catoblepuses will be obnoxious. And remember, we cannot teleport, so we're committed. If we try to go into this damn place, we are super, super committed to whatever horrors this place wants to unleash upon me. So, it's kind of good to keep in mind. No, the investment of resources is worth it. I just don't know if I can do it safely. It's not about resources. It's like 100%. If I could do this and I knew I could do it safely, depending, I mean, I would use a large amount of resources to get through here. It's just the fact that I can't leave is kind of horrifying. Let me think about this. The real issue is that these jerk-offs can just do enormous amounts of damage to me, and if they just don't die fast enough, then we got a huge problem. Do I have haste? I have 1 haste. That's another issue. Like, these dudes I think we could just melee. These dudes as well, I can probably like, I could like Zerk and take down the Reaper probably. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna do it under protest. So I popped resistance, probably unnecessary. A Mahjong Evangelist. You and my chess friend can have a fight about that. Alright, this amulet is artifact and unidentified. It could be harm, and if I pop that on... If I were to pop on harm right now, that would be a real huge-ass pain. For a game and save your Mahjong tomorrow. Tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Thursday. Maybe. I need to hit up Hardwood and see if he wants to... He's having me move our Westnoth streams. We've been doing it at 4 p.m. every Friday, but I know he has to move it because he got a job recently that kind of changed his schedule up. So let me get back to you on that. But I mean, I'm sure I could probably fit time in for a game or two, depending on how long it takes. Okay, let me think about this. I don't want to use my Scrolls of Summoning on this stuff, and I think we can get away with not doing it. I'm just a little afraid. Why don't we pop Agility, and then we'll try to Zerk this stuff down. Come on. Okay. Alright. I'm being more of a scaredy cat than I need to be. But it worked out. We got our Potion of Resistance back. Okay. I'm being a huge pussy. Well, that's, I mean, you have to understand that, you know, ordinarily in this game, if you want to take big, huge risks, it's fine if you've got the resources to get out of it. This situation, it doesn't matter how many resources you have, you're not getting out of it. You can't teleport. It's, you know, go home time if you screw this up. Also, I didn't know that these steam dragons, it's actually following me through the portals, through the transporters. I didn't know it could do that. It's kind of cool. Okay, so let's put on Profire. And now what? How do we fight this safely? Paralysis is probably not going to work. 37% on the Molten Gargoyles. Can use Acid. We have Lightning Spire. How many heal wounds do we have? 3. Put up the Lightning Spire. Sadly, we do not have Potion of Might. That would be kind of the ideal thing to have here to kill these things quickly without having to use a haste. I want to get out of this without using a haste. I'm actually pretty happy to use a Scroll of Summoning if need be. Sadly, we don't have Lamp of Fire, but even if we did, it wouldn't really be useful here. Let's just swing. We should be able to kill this stuff really, really fast. I am going to use 1 charge of Acid. Actually, I'm really confused. Oh, dude. Okay, let me explain something. If I sounded really scared of this room, let me explain why. I was under the impression it had a Catoblepus, a Gargoyle, a Magma Gargoyle, and then another copy of each of those monsters. Because I saw kind of the shadows on the map of where they had been standing before. And I thought that there was like 2 Catoblepuses, 2 Magma Gargoyles, 2 Gargoyles. This is way easier. Stomp. Actually, I can't stomp because it'll damage my Spire. Now we'll stomp. Stomp again. Nice. Wear this ring. Well, it's Stark and Tam, but I don't give a single shit because that is RF plus and MR plus. What a jewel. What a literal jewel. The ring of the Chupacabra. It's even got a cool name. I suddenly feel like draining the blood out of yaks, or whatever it is that the Chupacabra is supposed to do. He's like a yak vampire or something, right? Ring of Lu's Finger? That sounds like a Dungeons & Dragons cursed item. Have you ever looked over the cursed items in like D&D 3.5 or whatever? You'll find some pretty absurd things that are essentially just like, lose the game, bro. Powder game? Is that like you know, like what is the word I'm looking for? You know, like GURPS or the special system or 3.5 or whatever. There's a word for this. Like platform, not platform. Setting? Eh. You know, like the different tabletop types. Okay, let's drink a curing. It's like DCSS, okay. I'm putting up these spires because I'd really like him to sort of use up his javelins, but it doesn't seem to be happening for me. I'm going to burn a summon. Good luck. I'm behind 7,000 allies. Okay, we're going to open up with Acid here. He should die to his pals now, or my pals. Well, I can Steam. Disintegrate, maybe? Traditional RPGs. No. I'm talking about, like, different types of tabletop games where it's like a different system. You know, like stat systems and like the overall basis of the game. There's a word for this that's totally slipping my mind. If Talus was around, I know he would know what I'm talking about. He would probably know, but he is not. How do I finish this guy off without using a Wand of Acid? Because ideally I don't want to use my last charge if I can avoid it. I guess we can just step towards him and then stomp. And then get owned anyway. Swing, maybe? Yep, okay. I guess we can pick up these javelins. Hey, we got 9 charges of acid for that. Sadly, we didn't get the gigantic old-style labyrinth pile of loot. But, you know, we killed him. We got an artifact ring, which was completely and totally worth the price of admission. Having another, well, having a single pip of MR is just completely good. And then there's this amulet. There's the question of this amulet. Alright, Irie, I'm probably going to cut the stream soon anyway, but thank you. Thank you for coming by. I definitely appreciate it. It's cool. Ha! And it was harm! I'm really glad I didn't do that and end up with Red Drain while trying to get through that gauntlet. I knew I was going to get memed on. And being red drained when you're trying to finish out a gauntlet is probably bad. Probably quite bad. Let's just finish out this floor. Might be able to get some of this drain off with the vaults entrance here. Yeah, Senshi, I'm going to be taking harm out of my, actually, let me make a note about this. Like, I need to take harm out of my fork because it's a, you said it, not me, man. That is the phrasing, that is the ideal phrasing, really. It's a big middle finger. It's a big F you to the player. There's no good reason that you would want to have it. Anybody who tells you that is wrong. You know, like, Crawl is a game that, no, it's fine. If I rephrase it with less cursing, that's just because I don't know, when I'm on like a public platform like YouTube or something, like, I don't know, I don't have the cleanest language in the world, but it is something I'm trying to get a little better at. I mean, it's totally fine though. It doesn't bother me. You'd have to try extremely hard to offend me in any way, and that certainly wouldn't be the way to do it. It's just something I'm trying to get better at. But anyway, like, it is total BS. because Crawl is a game that deeply punishes you for taking spiky damage. Yeah, that's the thing, Irie. Like, it's an item that is a ton of fun. Like, don't get me wrong, the idea of playing some kind of like turbo fireball dude and like dude or chick or whatever, you know what I mean? Like just like a wizard, a deep elf wizard with harm, and you're doing like 4 billion damage every fireball. Fine, great. That's a lot of fun, but it's never optimal, you know, because like Crawl is a game that deeply punishes you when you take spikes of damage, and so the last thing you want to do is encourage the game to spike your damage more. Blokes had a really cool idea for how you could make the harm amulet both viable and retain the flavor of it. I don't know what Oyasumi means. I assume you're saying bye. Have a good night. I don't speak that much Japanese. I know Ohayo gozaimasu, which is good morning, I think, and I know arigato, but that's about the extent of it. Well, I know a little bit more than that, but anyway, yeah, the long story short is that you don't want to take spikes of damage. So what Blokes' idea was, he called it the Amulet of Bloody Fates, and I'll probably put this into my fork. The idea is it rolls 3 times every time you do anything, any kind of damage. You roll 3 times for your attacks, your attack damage, your spell damage, your ranged damage. I guess that's kind of the same thing as attack damage. Just any kind of damage, it rolls 3 times. It takes the best of the 3 rolls. So you're more likely to do your max damage. Really powerful, extremely powerful. And then when your opponents attack you, likewise, they roll multiple times. Although his suggestion was to make it only happen two times, roll twice. And this struck me as really cool because, like, yes, you're going to get spiked more, which is unfortunate. But you're going to get spiked in a way that it's not above the maximum that they'd otherwise be spiking you anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I thought that was a really cool idea, and I don't know. It's at least worth testing out. We're about done with this floor. Excuse me. This is the vault's entrance, so you're bound to have a few extra things on this floor. This little vault here spawns, like, I want to say that it spawns with stuff in every single tile. It's quite packed. I could be wrong about that, but it always seems like it has a ton of dudes in it. Alright, well anyway, yeah, I think this is a really good stopping point. With the advent of that MR plus ring, Orc Sorcerer Paralysis is down to 16%. This is one of the downsides of being a Draconian. Your MR progression is not great, so you're really reliant on RNG for your MR, for your magic resistance, and one of the biggest problems is you don't have a body armor slot. So typically you can find a body armor slot that has MR on it. You know, even if you're a caster, it can be a robe. If you're a warrior, you know, you can try on everything. You could even wear a robe for a while if you really needed the MR. And you could just use that to get that extra little oomph so that you're immune or close to immune to paralysis while you're doing Orc. Draconians do not have that luxury. So the fact that we even found this ring is pretty good luck. But we're still not immune, and we're still kind of in the danger zone where like 16% is pretty high. So that's something to watch out for. So I don't know where this character's going next. I probably will go into Orc and just kind of take my usual precautions there and try to not get paralyzed. And as long as I don't like auto-explore directly into a sorcerer, probably be okay. But I guess we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out next time. And you know, if I decide I don't want to do that, I could always just go straight into a shoals or spider, I suppose, although that has its own problems associated with it. In any event, Shields is almost 15, so soon we'll be free from training that, and we'll be able to kind of move this character in a more productive direction, which, sorry to say, probably going to be stat form. You know, what can I say? I can't resist it. I want that GDR. Anyway, that's going to be it. I appreciate everybody stopping by, Iris and She, and everyone else who's chatting with me. It's really cool. But until next time, I'm signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.